Good day, doodlers. Welcome to Draw Cartoons. If you want to learn how to draw the fast and easy way, this is the place to be. The new Pokémon Sirfetch'd has been confirmed. At long last, the beloved Generation 1 Pokémon Farfetch'd, after all these years, finally has an evolution. It's exclusive to Pokémon Sword version though, so I don't know about you, but I'm going to make sure that I get that version. Make sure you watch the whole video today because I've dropped in a few great tips about foreshortening and 3D effects. As always, you'll need a pencil, paper, an eraser, and a Sharpie to go over your sketch. Let's go! Let's get started. But first, if you want to learn to draw the fast and easy way, make sure you subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. Let's begin! So just like in every drawing that we do, we're going to start with the head. I would draw this pretty much in the center of your page because Sirfetch'd's weapon is really big. It's really long or tall, or whichever way you want to put it. So you're going to want to leave a lot of room up here. So pretty much draw the head maybe slightly lower than the middle of your page. So once you've drawn a circle, we're going to come down just from the left edge here, and just gently with your pencil, we're going to make a shape that comes out a little bit like this before going back in a little bit, and then we're going to just kind of draw a big curve at the bottom like that for where the legs are going to sit. So we end up with this very kind of unusual shape, but it's all just kind of coming together, so don't worry if it looks a little bit weird for a while. So we may as well draw in the feet because the feet are quite easy to draw. It's just a couple of stems that come down from the torso. And then I'm just going to add a couple of small little toes. Are they toes on a duck? I don't know if they're toes. I guess they're still toes, aren't they? So there's one leg. And then try and keep those legs the same length as each other and the same width. And when you get to this foot here, we're doing a trick called foreshortening, which is when something is coming towards you in the drawing, you end up drawing it a little bit wider and really kind of short looking. That's really kind of tricky to pull off, but try and get yours as much like mine as possible and it should look pretty decent. So as you can see, this one's not really foreshortened, it's a nice kind of long foot like that, but this one's really kind of stout. So now that we've drawn the feet in, we can start drawing in the face details. So draw a small cross that's a little bit left of center. So it's kind of in the middle if you're talking about this part here, but it's not in the middle here, it's actually a little bit to the left of the center just there. So once you've drawn that kind of little cross in, that little X, you can go ahead and draw the eyebrows. So the eyebrows start right where those lines kind of meet up, and we go up like this in a big kind of diagonal line. It ends in two little tapered ends like that and goes back towards the middle. And once you've drawn that bit, we can draw a line that goes up to the side of the head and just kind of veers off over the side. We don't see the end of that eyebrow. And there we go, just making sure that kind of matches up with that line nicely there. And we can give him his quiff, his kind of funky hairstyle at the top. So to do that, I like to start pretty much here and curve up into a sort of wedge shape and then come back down towards the head. There's one. So we need to add two more because there's three in a row here. So I'm going to start kind of behind that first one, tip this down a bit, and then come down to the top of the head. And then one last one that just kind of sits neatly behind that center tuft of hair. So that's the top of the head done already, nice and simple. Although, well, the shapes themselves aren't simple, but they're certainly quick to do. And now we'll add the beak. So again, starting at the very center of this X in the middle, I'm going to draw a line that just curves down a tiny bit, but then stops going down. And we're actually going to, instead of that, going to go straight across like this. Once you reach pretty much just the outside of the guideline that you drew for the head, you want to start tipping it down into the tip of the beak and stop when you get level, pretty much level with where the neck joins the head there. Can you see that if I draw a dotted line across? Pretty much level with that. Let me just erase that. Okay, so once you've done that, you can actually kind of follow that in, go across where those lines meet up, and go right across the head into a small dip up like that for a little kind of smile, very reassuring smile. He's a knight after all, I think that's the style that they were going for. So, and knights are usually quite pious and kind, usually I say. Lots of exceptions to that rule actually. And now for the bottom part of the beak. So we'll just kind of draw a line that curves in a diagonal way and then loops back up to the corner of that mouth. Okay, you might not get that on your first try, but all it is, I've started just shy of the end of the beak here, and I've drawn a line that's kind of gone right over our guidelines and curved up for the beak there. And now for the last feature of the face, we're going to go ahead and draw the eyes. So all the eyes are, you can pretty much draw a straight line just by the side of where the beak starts. And when you get to the end, just flick it down a bit at the end like that. Okay, and we have to do that on the other side as well. So I'm actually going to start against the beak there, but then do the same thing, kind of bring that eyelash kind of thing down. It's very kind of anime inspired style, but after all, it is a Japanese game, so that's not too surprising. So just within each of those eyes, I'm going to draw a circle, pretty much in the center of that one, but then a little bit to the right of this one, and then we get that kind of impression that he's looking right at us. And then underneath each of those pupils, we're going to draw a straight line like that. Okay, the one on this side probably won't show too much, but that's fine. That's just the perspective that Sirfetch'd is drawn from in the official artwork. Now before we move on to the arms, because the arms are really, really tricky, we're just going to do one last easy thing. Just 3 little tufts of feathers on the chest here. And there we go, we're ready for the really hard bit. Now, that is to say, this wasn't exactly easy to draw what we've done so far, but this arm and this arm, they are quite tricky, so try and stick with the guide as well as you can, and you probably won't get this on your first try, but don't sweat it. There's so many times I mess up my drawings, yeah, don't worry, mistakes are very much part of the process. So let's move on to the shield. The shield is not easy, but I think the easiest way to do it is if you start about here, right there, just to the side of the head, a little bit over it. Okay, so draw a line that just licks across the back of its head there, and then curve away. Okay, and it's going fairly far away from the body. It's going to about here. Once you get to there, we're going to start just before that line ends. We're going to come up in a pillar like this, flick it into a point, and then come down in a pretty straightish line. So you can see this one kind of bulges out there, but this side is quite straight. Okay, and once you've gotten to there, now we'll draw the other part of the top leaf of the shield, and it's a big kind of C shape that flicks up, and then it comes back round, kind of like a banana shape. Okay, and finish it pretty much there, because what we need to do now, we need to carry on from where we started there. We're going to go across the face a bit here, and this big kind of swerving curve, it cuts across the end of the one that we just drew. So you do end up with this kind of like banana peel shape, like in Mario Kart. You've got, I guess if I draw a face on this, can you see that? It's kind of like the banana peel that you draw in Mario Kart. So there's a two-in-one tutorial for you there. I guess you've learned how to draw the banana peel from Mario Kart as well. So now for the rest of it, I think the top of this shield was probably the hardest bit to get right, but if you do get that right, the rest of it becomes a lot easier because it all kind of follows that shape. You'll see what I mean in a moment. So I'm just drawing a big diagonal line down into a kind of a pointy semicircle, and once you get to about here, you want to tuck that in so it's hiding behind that front part of the leaf, and you get this really cool 3D effect straight away. So I'm just going to take the top of this leaf and tuck it in right underneath the outside part of that leaf. And now that we've drawn this bit, we can finish off the 3D effect of this leaf, because obviously we've got, I'm just going to colour this in to show you, we've got the inside of that leaf, but not the inside of this one, and that's missing because of the perspective that we've drawn this character from. So I'm going to add that in now. I'm going to start again from this point that I started to choose with at the beginning. I'm going to go across just a little bit into the head, then flick up very much the way his eyebrows are. You see that kind of shape going on there? You'll probably see that a few times in this drawing. And then I'm going to bring it down, not quite reach the eye, and I'm just going to end it there. And if I colour this in again, let me just shade that in for you just to show you better. So you get this kind of 3D effect again. So you can see the leaf is a concave shape, so there's a gap inside here, and this leaf is just kind of sitting snugly inside it. So that's kind of what the shield does in terms of a pattern. So I'm going to move on to the row of leaves below this now. So starting here, I'm going to flick it out like this, give it a slight curve, bring it down at the end, and then when I come back, I'm not going to go all the way, I'm just going to stop about there. And when I do, I'm going to draw the other leaf. Again, it's got that same kind of shape, it just comes down at an angle. And then when I go up, I'm going to stop very quickly, draw a cut in it, because it's got a split in the shield there. Maybe it's a sign of Sirfetch'd having been in combat before. And again, we're going to do that kind of concave shape before bringing it in behind the leaf like that. And if I just shade that in for you, again, it just kind of shows you that 3D effect that we're going for there. So the top of this leaf needs finishing off. I can just kind of curve that in underneath the one above it. And we're missing a leaf here, so we're going to draw that in now. And all that is a curve that just comes up underneath that top bit of the leaf there. Again, there's another split going on here, and then it just kind of sits nicely on top of the leaf below it. And now finally the bottom, there's just one big wedge of a leaf at the bottom. Kind of looks a little bit like the top of the shield, but it's a bit thicker. And there you go. You've drawn the shield. And that was very, very tricky, wasn't it? But feel free to go over this guide again, just kind of rewind it or slow it down if you have any trouble. It's probably going to take you a few tries to get that right. If you get that right in your first try, I will be very, very impressed. When I was learning to draw, I certainly wouldn't have done that in my first go, believe me. So I'm just going to draw a curve for the shoulder here. And then down here, there's just going to be a couple of Sirfetch'd's fingers just hidden behind the shield, kind of showing you that the arm is holding that shield in place. And then there's just kind of like the bottom of his wing sitting there above a hip. And there we go. So now for the other arm. The other arm is not super easy, but I'm going to show you what I think is the easiest way of drawing it. So the overall shape of it is a big straight line, this leek lance. It's a big kind of straight line, so I'm just going to draw a straight line down like this. You should do the same, and I'm going to end it with a bulb like this. It kind of, see how it sticks out the way a thermometer would? You know how a thermometer has kind of like a blob at the end? And I'm going to do that again, coming up like this, but I'm not going to quite get to the same height as the other line. Instead, I'm going to stop here, and then I'm actually just going to curve it in like this, just kind of guide it in with gentle strokes with my pencil and curve it into the very point of the lance there. So once you've done that, you can just draw a kind of a loop like this that again curves into that point. And there we go, we've got the bladed edge of the lance drawn in already. If you want to, you can go ahead and draw some circles because it is a leek. So once you cut one of those open, it has that kind of circular shape inside it, so you can go ahead and add that now if you want. Now for a tricky part, the leaves kind of surrounding the bit that he's holding. So I'm going to walk you through this as carefully as I can. So I like to start here, and you might want to pinpoint that point for you as well, because that's kind of the starting point of quite a few of the features of this lance here. If you can identify what that is to help you, if you maybe use your finger to kind of guide yourself a line like this across from the beak into the lance and then down a little bit before you reach the end, you should end up with this kind of point here. So starting from there, once you've found that point, we're going to draw a small curve that flicks to the right and then down. Once you've drawn that, we're going to draw a straight line that cuts right into the chest. And then, once you've done that, we're going to come up under the beak. That's right, it sits right under the beak and matches up with the line that we started in. It's kind of a weird shape, but it's more of that foreshortening stuff going on. It's coming towards us, so it looks really, really kind of thick and not very long. So starting from the same point, we need to draw the other side of the guard, and that's not quite as exaggerated a curve as this. It just kind of waves out, comes down, and then before it touches the handle again, it actually doesn't get that far. It curves away at the end, right before you get to the bulb at the bottom. Once you get that far, we're going to draw a straight line across, and then we're going to draw a small tear in this kind of sigmoid kind of shape. This kind of S going on here. So there's a small rip, if you can see that. And then carrying on from here, I'm going to flick in and then out, and then I'm just going to guide this line all the way back to my starting point. Now if you can do that part, what could possibly challenge you? If you do that right in your first try, then you're off to a great start as an artist, let me tell you, because that is not easy. So now we'll add some fingers in. Now there'll be a finger resting right above the bulb of the leek here. Or I guess it's not really the bulb, is it? It's just kind of like a bump in the shape. And it just sits a little bit underneath that peeling part there, and then curves in and around. So we really kind of get that impression that the finger is curving around and holding this in place. And once you've drawn that little finger, we can add the rest, just kind of curving across. Give them that curve shape, make sure it looks like they're really kind of holding onto the handle of this weapon. And now at the very bottom there, I guess this actually is the bulb now, there's another circle sitting here. And just as a point of reference, you pretty much want that bulb, the bottom of it, to be more or less even with the bottom of Sirfetch'd's feet. Okay, so if you can see that, it's pretty much equal. It's not exactly right, but that's fine, doesn't have to be exactly right. So once you've drawn that circle, we can draw a small flick here, I guess where the skin of the oniony part here is kind of peeling off. So just a little flick like that. And then there's another one sitting underneath it. Give it kind of a wavy shape like this, maybe pointing back towards the bulb itself. And we're nearly there. If you've got this far, you're absolutely killing it. You've done a fantastic job. We're pretty much there. We just have to add a couple more details. So the bottom of the wing, don't forget this, or it's going to look like that hand is just hovering in space. It just curves back towards the torso. And then, according to the official artwork, there's like a little piece here of the weapon just kind of hanging off, kind of resting over Sirfetch'd's arm like that. And now we can add, if you want to, you don't really have to do this, you can probably leave this for colouring in if you want, but I like to add just a few kind of lines going along here, a little bit inside each of the leaves, and that's where the colour kind of separates. So this is all kind of a light green in the middle, and this along the outside, this is all a darker green. So I just find that useful for future reference. And then you can probably add a few lines going down here just to kind of make it look a bit more like a leek. And there you go. If you want to add a few more lines, you can kind of go to town. You could really make this longer if you've got room on your page. You could kind of extend that line and make it crazy big if you want to. But if you've got this far, then this is probably a good time to grab your Sharpie and go over it and make sure you only go over the lines you want to keep. You don't want to keep this for example. Let me rub that out. You don't need any of those guidelines anymore. They were useful to begin with, but we are done with those now. So grab your Sharpie and go over the lines you want to keep, and you'll end up with your very own finished, awesome drawing of the new Pokemon, Sirfetch'd. Once you're done, try colouring it in. You can be proud as a knight as you show off your very own artwork of the brand new Pokemon, Sirfetch'd. While you're here, why not join the Draw Cartoons Discord? You can share your drawings, thoughts and memes whenever you want, and everyone is welcome. Just scroll down, hit the Discord link, and that's it. Welcome to the Discord Doodlers. Thanks for watching. Make sure you drop me a like and subscribe if you want to keep learning to draw the fast and easy way. Until next time.